Haunted by an 11-year losing streak to Texas, OSU welcomed the number 3 Longhorns into Boone-Pickens Stadium on Halloween night, with Big 12 supremacy on the line. The Cowboys had put a serious fright into Mack Brown's Longhorns the past 2 seasons, and with a record-breaking crowd on hand, perhaps this would be the year OSU finished the job. The moon was full, and for the most part, so was Boone-Pickens Stadium on this All Hallows Eve, as a record crowd of 58,516 showed up, most wearing one shade of orange or another. Had the Cowboy faithful been tricked into believing this would be the year OSU would come out victorious? Or were they in for a rare treat? What would be only OSU's 3rd victory over Texas? Cowboys got a big break in the first quarter, down 3-0 after Dan Bailey missed a 45-yard field goal on OSU's first drive. Texas star Jordan Shipley gets popped by Victor Johnson, and Bryant Ward jumps on the ball. OSU is in business at the Texas 34-yard line. But OSU promptly went 4 and out when Hubert Enium couldn't corral the Zach Robinson pass into the end zone on 4th and 8. An opportunity goes by the wayside. Texas leads 3-0 after the first quarter. The Longhorns were leading 10-0 midway through the second when things took a horrific turn for the home team. Looking for Dameron Fuchs, deep in Texas territory, Zach Robinson is picked off by Curtis Brown, who follows a bevy of blockers 77 yards into the end zone. Texas leads 17-0. But Robinson and his boys weren't ready to call it a night just yet. Senior quarterback found the freshman Tracy Moore for the 23-yard gain. That was Moore's only catch of the night and Zach's longest completion. Robinson then pitched it to Keith Toston for another 22 yards all the way down to the 1. Toston ran 19 times for 70 yards. From there, it was another senior, Bo Johnson, that took it in for the score. OSU trailed 17-7. Johnson had only 12 yards on 7 carries. Kendall Hunter returned to action for only 1 play, gaining a single yard. With a bit more than a minute left in the first half, a crucial play. Cowboys linebacker Andre Sexton rips the ball away from James Kirkendall, and it looks like OSU might cut the lead to 3 at the half. The refs say Kirkendall's forward progress was stopped when the ball came loose and returned the ball to Texas. So with only 9 seconds remaining in the half, Colt McCoy caps a 10-play, 80-yard drive with the touchdown pass to Malco Williams, and all of a sudden, the tables have turned. Instead of pulling out to the usual huge lead, the Cowboys had dug themselves a mighty hole and would have to stage a Texas-sized comeback in the second half. It was 24-7. But 5.5 minutes into the third quarter, Zach's demons returned as he was picked by Earl Thomas, who stepped right in front and raced for the end zone from 31 yards out. Texas led 34-7. OSU fans hadn't seen anything this scary since The Original Exorcist. And Zach's head wasn't done spinning just yet. 5 minutes later, it was Blake Gideon's turn to get in on the fun. He was waiting on the Robinson pass and took it back 31 yards all the way to the OSU 15. This was not the way the senior quarterback had envisioned his night. 15 of 28 for 143 yards with 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. Even the Goblins were calling for help at this point, as Cody Johnson capped the drive with a 2-yard touchdown run for Texas. It was 41-7, and with almost 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the mass exodus was on. Early in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys would take advantage of a short field and score on the pretty 6-yard touchdown pass from Robinson to redshirt freshman Justin Blackman. But it was far too little, far too late. The Cowboys turned the ball over 5 times to Texas's 1. And even though OSU outgains Texas in total yards 277 to 275, the Longhorns win a laugher by 27 points as Texas defeats Oklahoma State 41-14. Texas improves to 8-0 and 5-0 in the Big 12. Only a miracle will keep the Longhorns from taking the South now. OSU falls to 6-2, 3-1 in conference.
You have to give the staff of Texas some credit. Thought they had a good plan. You have to give their players credit. They made plays. Our guys came up a little short. Obviously, the questions will come up about Zach and the interceptions. Zach Robinson, he's our quarterback, and we're going to stick with him. It just didn't work out very well for him tonight. He made a few mistakes. but it's important that he keeps his head high and keeps playing. He's a good quarterback and he's a good player. He just had a tough night.
Obviously, just a weird night, tough night. We couldn't really make the play early in the game, make the plays early in the game to stay in it, and then obviously fell behind. And then, as a quarterback, you start, thinking you need to get it back, and you start, kind of throwing stuff, trying to make, let a guy make a play, and then that's when the interceptions come, and that's what happened. I mean, it was just a weird night. You got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, they're a really good defense. That's probably by far the best defense I've faced in my career here.
And the margin of error against a team like this is so small that if you make the play, then you're in the game, and the momentum keeps where it is. And we got a great crowd out there, and we were doing what we needed to do, but we got to come up with those plays. And unfortunately, we did tonight. We'll regroup and we'll make them next week.
You play a team like that that's so fast. Your margin of error had to be small. And, we didn't do a good job holding on to the ball. And we let some throws go away. But we just have to step up and make plays and learn from this opportunity and keep going with the season.
Yeah, offense turned the ball over a couple of times, but the defense, the good defenses are there to stop the opposing, will stop Texas. And, we should have held them to field goals or just got off the field somehow, and we couldn't do it. And then, they scored and they capitalized in those situations. That's why it was such a big win for them. But, against a team like Texas, you can't turn the ball over, and we have to stop them. So, we didn't do our job on either side of the ball.
Every time we go in a ball game, we tell our players we're going to outplay. Our goal is to outplay our opponent's defense. If they score a touchdown, we got to score another 2 touchdowns. So we've got nobody to blame but ourselves. We didn't create enough turnovers. We got 1 on a punt. And it's an area that we are stressing. We're just not getting it, and we've got to get it. We let them get some big plays. We had them 3rd down and 30 or 20, 2nd down and 25 or something, and let them convert, and it led to a score. So those are the issues we've got to get corrected as a defense.
Yeah, it's tough. We, I felt like early on in the game we were right there, and then a few plays go different, and it could have been a totally different game. And so it's tough, and of course you want to play your best, and I don't think, obviously we didn't tonight. But we're going to bounce back. We can still, have a lot of games, and then obviously Oklahoma's always a lot of fun. So we're going to bounce back and just rebound from this.
We have a really good team chemistry and a good concept, and I think the team will rally around each other. It's coach talk, but we win as a team and we lose as a team. We prepare as a team, and the true sign of a person is how you handle adversity. It's easy when you're riding high. It's easy when you're walking around everybody telling you how great you played. There'll be a different side of it this week, and there's no question that our team will come back and practice well this week. Their makeup is good. We have good leaders on this team on both sides of the ball.
So what started out as a dream matchup turns into a complete nightmare for quarterback Zach Robinson as he throws 4 interceptions, 2 of which are returned for touchdowns. What could have been a haunted house for Texas turns into a ghost town for OSU as fans funneled out of Boone Pickens Stadium late in the 3rd quarter of the blowout. Now, OSU must try to put this horror story behind them and move forward as Iowa State awaits in Ames, Iowa on Saturday. Reporting from Boone Pickens Stadium, Damon Fontenot, News OK Sports.